good evening, and welcome to another week of Moments with Vivacious. This is a very important week. We are talking about, are we possibly in the fall of the empire of our nation? As I've been studying, for a few years now, I've been studying the fall of the Roman empires and the similarities of the things that we're going through these days. I need your input. I need what you think as we bring up the ideas. When they talked about the moral decay. I was thinking about the way we dress half naked. But look, the moral decay of this nation has superseded anything we could have imagined. And the voice of the people, those first words of the preamble, we the people, we must stand up with a loud voice to the leaders in this nation. We must take lead. But look, this is what I need y'all to do. I need everybody to check like, everybody to comment and participate. And if you are not subscribed, I can't imagine why you're not subscribed to Vivacious Speaks, the voice of true America. Subscribe tonight, check like, make comments. Most of all, call your friends and tell them to come join us because we need the voice of the people to rise. That's the only thing that's going to save our nation. See you in just a moment. Welcome to A Moment with Vivacious, a freedom ride where we the people gather to build ourselves, our family, our community, and our nation. For the sound of America for Progress has reached critical mass. Understanding that we must put aside our differences to focus on the greater good. This is a place of collaboration to rebuild and restore our nation. Welcome to A Moment with Vivacious. Tonight, can somebody tell me if you can hear me? Tonight, sorry. Forgive me. I'm sorry. Tonight is a very important night. We're going to talk about where are we in this nation for real. We need to hear the people's voices. As I was studying again, I went back and looked at it. And as I was studying, the loss of central political control began when failure to enforce its own rules, when a nation failed to enforce its own rules. And if we look at how things are going right now, Washington is failing all of its own rules. As a matter of fact, the president said we need to kill the soldiers because they're following a national rule. Whoever want to listen to that, he said, let them die. The honor of mankind is gone. And one of the things that say you can tell when a nation is decaying, when you can tell when the nation is falling, is moral decay. And I thought, oh my, we got to talk to our young people the way they're dressing and why they have to be gyrating their bodies. But when the people who run the country is raping the little children, what do we think they're going to do with their bodies? How will they learn self-respect? How will they honor anything? Another nation brought their leader down, took him down from his throne because he participated with the Americans' filth. Is there anything lower than raping our children? And when I saw the woman that was put over the nation, she didn't even turn around and looked at those young ladies that had the courage to stand up and say, I've been raped. Rules? What rules? We have the military on the streets. I remember I was sitting in Washington, D.C. I was near the Washington Monument, sitting on a chair, and I guess I looked like maybe a threat. I was just sitting there, and two soldiers came, stood by me with their guns. And I was in D.C. alone, so I didn't say anything because if anything had occurred, I was the only, I was there alone. So I didn't respond to that, but it made me think, what made them think that a woman alone, sitting here on a bench, resting her feet, is a threat to you or anybody around here? When anybody who does not agree with the president is taken to court, and the economy, my heavens. I was watching, for me, YouTube is my news. I do watch WSB TV, but I'm just overwhelmed. But we're gonna get to that later. I'm overwhelmed with local news. But so I turn on YouTube. I watch Vivacious Speaks and see what she have to say. But I listen to other, because that's becoming the main news spot, YouTube. But I listen to others as well. And when we listen and we see people, all we hear is the negative things that's going around in the nation. The lies. Who can we trust? And someone says it's not good when citizens do not trust the judicial system. If they can't trust the justice system, they take justice into their own hands. So when you see people being shot down dead, and I'm not being prejudiced when I said that, but it wasn't as great a big deal until other people started getting shot down and murdered. And I'm glad that now this nation, I'm sorry anybody had to die. I'm sorry it's been happening to black men since the beginning of this nation, that they just die. We just hang and die and buried and found dead and until it crossed the line and we're killing each other. And again, I am so sorry. I'm so hurt by, I know the nature of a nurse. Somebody who's really a nurse, I know that nature because it's my nature. And they would have only been there to help people. And that young man had to die was one of the most terrible things that's gonna happen this year. And there's nothing less than a woman that had to die and the other people from all the nations that they're just killing for no reason at all. And it's almost like our hands are tied. The voice of the people shall rise. The voice of the people shall rise. If anybody have anything to say, just text it in the screen and we can bring you up on stage. Because this is a very important show. We need the voice of the people. Nola Reed said they still are not going to care when it happens to us. This changes nothing. Well, that makes me sad. You know, when my grandson, if I could talk about this, he just ran that race yesterday. That boy, he won the Super Athletes Award, and I'm telling you, he deserved it. God has really blessed him in that area, you know. And when I think about what is the nation going to be in 6 years when it's time for him to go to college, I'm mad. What is our nation going to be in 2 years when Jay graduates from college and there's no world for him to, our world, for him to excel in? It makes me sad. How do we fight back? And I think I'm going to be inviting some people. I'm hoping more people have things to say because I've been invited to share this recording, this week's show, with some people that where our voices will be heard. So even if it's not about the thing I'm talking about, if it's in the subject that I'm talking about at that time, if you want to add to the conversation. Amnish said, unfortunately, this is a fight they have to contend with. Hopefully, this will trigger change. Could you tell us a little bit of more of what you mean by that? It's a strong statement and I like it. Um, And so what do we mean when we say they have to contend with? What do we mean by that? I don't want to put what I think. I want to, if you can, clarify. But we have lost the strength as a nation to control our nation. We have lost that strength. The judiciary system, Congress. I don't know if you've looked at any of the congressional meetings recently, but it's arguing. And I'm glad, and we say Black people have experienced this violence for years and nobody listened. And you're absolutely right. Nobody listened. And you know, I work in the I'm back working in the jail, and I just want to say some. I wish I could meet some of the young men on the other side of the door. Let me just say that. I just wish I could meet some of them on the other side of the door. Because when our children are right, and more so when they're wrong, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to say this. Now that it's happening to them, how are we supposed to feel? I still feel the same way I do about mine. I do, the nurse, like I said, it's not good that anybody is being killed. They advertise how, crime in our communities, but now they're beginning to put it in everybody's communities but their own. Okay? And it's sad that we want to make everybody else look us, me, us, and everybody else look bad like it's not happening over there. We know the truth. Because all mama's crying. But human life is human life. But my cry out for my people, I've always been militant, if that's what you want to call it. I've always been a fighter. I've always been verbal. One thing my sister tell me often in this show, and that's why tonight my words are not found so easily. She's afraid that if I say some of the things that I have to say, because she knows who I am, that people will want to come kill me. Well, first of all, I'm not that all that somebody's gonna come look after me. But I do have a ground roots following the real people. And that's number one. And number two, when you have a revolution, somebody gotta die. Everybody gonna lose some people. Everybody's gonna lose some people. But real revolutionaries. Kim, hi Kim, how are you? I'm so glad you're on tonight. Thank you. I miss you, girl. Um, When you have a revolution, people gonna die. So it is what it is. God knew how we would come and God knew how we would leave, right? But one thing I always say, even when, and I'm going all the way to the back, and then I'm going to come up and Anisha. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm sorry. Um, One thing for sure, we need some Harriet Tubmans. Okay. FBA have begged Amnish, um, they're really good. FBA have begged America for help, and so many black mothers have cried, Lord Jesus, and still cry and continue to cry. Now is the time for black unity. We must close our ranks and build our communities together. And you're absolutely right. I'm trying to go all the way around the corner to say that. And you're absolutely right. Our greatest as black people, our greatest sacrifice, the dear Scott. And I'm telling you, I'm not going in my girl, just stop it. She had her Jennifer Holiday voice. I'm not going either. We're not going there no more. And whenever we start the fight to bring hi, Ace Hundred said Mama V. I know who that is. I love you guys. We can't start America off becoming equal like this. You're gonna have to give us a harder run, like a head start, because a head start is really only gonna catch us up. And you can't talk about justifying America without dealing with the injustice of black people. And as we know, everybody who listens to this channel, we all know that. Everybody don't have to agree. So if you don't agree, it's okay. It's a conversation that must be had. And if we're going to bring America to a place first, that's the first things we have to fix. We must begin to follow our own rule. That's number one. And number two is we have to treat each other fairly. But most of all, we have to allow America's black people to become equal. And a lot of these other nations that come in here think they above us, but now they see. And America will never be white again. America will never be white again. And in trying to make it white again, we're destroying ourselves. Nola said everybody wants to look to us because we are the blueprint for how to handle adversity. But now is the time to fix our own community, because we will extend our hand and they will sit down and they will still drown us. Oh my God. We got put that up again. Put that up again. I'm gonna read it again. This is from Nola Reads. Everybody wants to look at us because we are the blueprint for how to handle adversity in this nation. But now is the time to fix our own community, because we will extend our hand and they will still drown us. And you're right, because the minute we try to fix everything else, that's the documentary I'm in the middle of filming right now. Black motherhood rises, our community rise, and then they take over and we still down here. So with the comments that I have had, we're going to say it like Jennifer Holliday, we ain't going there. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here as a people? Amnish said no other race has defeated America except FBA. I'm going to ask a very dumb question. Would you tell us what FBA stands for? And do we want to deal with the moral decay of this nation because it didn't come from us? Foundational Black Americans. FBA is Foundational Black Americans. And let me talk about that. When we talk about the civil rights movement, the boycott from the Montgomery bus boycott. I don't know if y'all know, but that was set up by Black women. But they didn't allow women to lead that day, so Martin Luther King was out there. But that was set up, organized, and the longevity of it was organized by Black women. Okay? Black people, we stayed more than a year, boycotted. We got what we want. But the foundation of the civil rights movement is the foundation for every movement that come about in these days. The peaceful protests, the boycotting, we did all of that. And everybody who has brought up a fight for any race or collection of people was built on that. Kim Lawrence said, you are absolutely correct. We welcomed everyone. Everyone receives before we do, but then we are told to pull ourselves up. And that's what we do and have always done. Absolutely right, Kim. And then when we pull ourselves up, we're pulling everybody up with us. They grab onto our wire and we lifting this nation up again. And I'm telling you this, this is going way. I'm loving this. I'm telling you this time we pulling us up. And we are not, especially us Black women, we will not give up our place. Because every time we give up our place, there's destruction for all of our work. Just imagine if Black women would have kept that place when they did that Montgomery boycott, when they established the longevity of the civil rights movement, SCLC, Black women was the foundation of that. Mother Lowry was the foundation of that. Ella Baker was the foundation of the civil rights movement. And when we stepped back, we took the power back with us. So are we saying tonight, Are we saying tonight that the nation gonna fall if we don't step up? What do we have to lose if we don't step up? But once the documentary come, y'all gonna know we ain't doing that no more. We ain't doing it no more. And if we have to step up and do it, Black women, it's for the future of our children. Y'all should have seen my grandson. He took that race yesterday. I mean, oh man, I wish I could put the video up, but his mom won't allow me. He took that race. And when you go back to the origin of this nation, I understand that they invented the people. They didn't invent the people. The people were here. The people were here in this nation. But there were also many of us that was here. My great grandmother was one of those people. All Black people didn't come over on the ships. But once they brought the Africans over here, they mingled them with us and act like those of us that was here. They act like those of us that were here. They act like we were. I'm sorry, I was distracted. They act like we came over here on the ship. No, we didn't. We was already here. And I'm gonna get some video of when we went to visit those mounds. Mounds 1,000 years old, right here in Georgia. The card? For the card or for the? So we have to know who we are. Okay, yeah. While we're fighting this fight. We have to know. We have to know who we are. We have to know our strengths, and we have to take our place. We have to take our place. Please, that's very distracting. We have to take our place. We have to stand in our place. And he said it has to be Black people because our women need protection during the fight. We have to do it together. And you're absolutely right. We have always been the foundation of the fight. We have always mastered the fight. We won their fights. Nola Reed said, we as Black women are tired. We have been everything to everyone and get blamed for everything. Don't look for us to save the world while the world continues to beat us down. Well, this is what I have to say, Nola Reed. For the sake of our children, if we don't fight, they don't win. But anybody who tried to get in our way, we're going to handle it. And like Nash said, our men got our backs. That's not going to be our one no more. And we're not pulling nobody up before we pull ours up. And that's why Martin Luther King said, and many believe it's why he died, when he said when he led his people into integration, he led them into a burning house. Because when we gave, and this is my feeling, when we gave over into integration, we gave up everything we had. It's like these people from the motherland. We were in a conversation. We were in an argument. Well, it was a heated discussion, and they wanted to say something negative about Black Americans. And I said to them, "You left the richest land in the world to come over here to get money, and you're gonna tell me we can't give up our spot no more. We got that place. Look, we nurtured their children. We took care of their children. We what didn't we do?" And he said, "As long as we fight each other, we will never win." And Amnish, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, and I'm sorry if I'm not. You're absolutely right. Okay. All right. I should have known that was Scott. That's my little brother, y'all, and he's right. So nobody can lead the fight to unify us like you can, Amnish. Nobody can. No, we say we can fight for our children and our communities without taking on the problems of everyone else. It's time to prioritize our people. And you're right. You're absolutely right, Nola Reeds. But in fixing some things, just like the boycott, they're going to jump on the back of our bus. But we can't ever let them be the driver of our bus again. And we got to keep pushing that. I don't know if some of y'all might be so young to know. I just know from the movies about the sitting in the back of the bus and how they would push the screen back. I was a very, very young, because my mom, I think it was my mom and my little brother and myself. I don't remember who I was on the bus, but I think it was the three of us. And we caught the bus. And we had to go all the way in the back. And I went to the front and said, "Mama, look at all these seats." I can remember that as a little girl. You know, why we go and sit way back there in the corner in this crowded spot? And my mom said, "Girl, come back here." I can remember that. But I was like very young. I might have even dreamed it, but no. You're absolutely right. But in our fight to make our world better, and our fight to work our world better is going to make their world better. So it's like if we live in a block and we fix the whole block up, we fix our houses up, even though we didn't fix their house is worth more money and they benefit because it's in the block with all of these rich houses. But let's talk a little bit can we get a little deeper into this? And let's get into following our own laws. I had a talk with a young man the other day, and I said, "Y'all hold nobody sacred. Y'all hold nothing sacred. Nothing sacred." Yesterday, I cried with two Black moms whose children fought them, called the police, and put them in jail. Today, I spoke with a leader that said, and I want to bring this up, see if we can get a little conversation. I spoke with a leader and I was saying, I understand. I understand that she have her thing. I understand that I have my thing. I understand that you have your thing. But when we come together unified with this, Amnish said, We have to get control of our narrative. We have to stop letting them tell the world who we are. And that's my first. I love this. I love it. See, I don't have to be talking. That's that, and you're absolutely right. Define who we are ourselves. Who are we? It's like every generation they come up with a new name, with a new title. And I'm glad when James Brown came up with calling us black. I'm okay with that because he called us that. He named us. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. And it's unfortunate that we have people even in leadership in this nation who don't even want to be black. And everything they have to say about us is negative. And not give even ourselves the justice of being who we are. And he said the world won't respect us if we think we all live like a rap video. We're highly educated, successful people, but who knows that worldwide? More black women in America have doctorates than any other degrees in this nation. And the thing about it is, we aced our own educational system. And then when we gave up our educational system and think that we have to go to Harvard, we supersede them and their own systems. And I always say, they did not build Black Wall Street. We did. So why do we think we need them to build our own Wall Street? My daddy with an 8th grade education learned from his daddy who had never went to school how to build houses. Nurses didn't go to college. They were taught by nuns. I know in the Sisters of Charity. First there was only nurse aides. Then they made LPNs. And then they made RNs. And there was no college degree. And now that we have all the degrees in nursing, what are they saying? Nurses are not professional. That's till they're laying on the table and they need us to come do CPR. So everything that was said tonight has been awesome to me. It has been real. It's defining. It's initiating. And when you think about it, it's everything we need to save our nation. And I agree with those participating in our conversation that we have to start with ourselves and build ourselves. And if there's any crumbs that's falling down, y'all better be there to catch them. And I hope you can build a whole world of crumbs like we did. And you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to apologize for being positive black like we usually do. I'm going to thank God for the positive black that came out tonight. And one thing that I hope that we start with is teaching our children respect again. It's not okay, all of that cursing and disrespect in any kind of conversation. And fighting your mama. We never had that. We never had children fighting their mama. But I'm excited. I'm excited about this conversation. I'm excited about everybody that has something to say. And somehow we'll have to come together, loving ourselves, and loving one another. And I want to thank everybody for speaking out tonight. And it's only one thing I'm going to say, and I hope it doesn't undo everything I've just said. Having a successful America has to be inclusive. I'm not saying, I meant what I said when I say that we gonna work on us, we gonna build us, and everything that falls under, falls under. But everybody better be working on themselves. We come to save us and our children. And we're gonna be us again. And I'm gonna say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. And I'm gonna say it one more time in my Jennifer Holiday voice. I ain't going there. But I will stand and fight. It's gonna be a revolution. Because we are well on our way to a fallen nation. And if any of us fall, we all gonna fall. If y'all have seen my grandson run that race yesterday, you would understand how important this is to me. That I do what I need to do to make his world big and real, because he's a big and real dude coming along to fit into this world. I want to thank y'all. Anybody have anything else to say? One more last word. I just want to thank y'all for being here tonight. Thank y'all for being here every week. We have a lot to talk about. Look, if you want to come be a guest and extend this show, the show that we had tonight, please come be a guest. Put it in the comments. If you have my number, call me. If you have my email me. Anyway you want to put it on Facebook, I'm Vivacious VP Speaks. Vivacious Speaks on Instagram. Send me a message. We want to be the voice of the people. This is the voice of Core America. And all that you have to say and anything that you have to say counts. Send me a message. We'll get the topic going and see you next week. I'm excited. Thank you. Sorry, y'all.